Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to learn about some of the new features released in PowerApps. But before we move to the video, here is a short intro. So right now I am in my PowerApps development environment and I am going to create one more blank app. I am going to call it as feature demo app. It will take some time to load. So now the app has been loaded. So first of all, we have to make sure like our experimental feature for the formula app is enabled. For that, we can use this left-hand side corner settings gear icon, or we can use this new command bar settings icon. Let me just go and click on the settings and now go into the upcoming features. I have already enabled that feature. I'm going to enable that feature called as named formulas. So to do that, we have to search for named formulas and then you click on this. A full page refresh is needed to apply the changes. So we want to, if we have done any changes, we have to save it before refreshing the page. Hit OK and then hit close. Let's save our app. My app's name would be feature demo app and hit save. So now my app is being saved. Let's wait for that. Yes, it's still saving the app for the first time. So now the app has been saved. Let me just go and hit the refresh. As you can see, my app has been loaded. So to use the named formulas, what is the name formula actually? The name formula has been adopted from the Excel. The Excel is already having that name formulas uh, things in place from long before, where you can define one named formula with some type of name, and then you can use that formula in any of the calculations for Excel, like some average and all that stuff. And if you change the values in that formula, it will also change the values runtime. To use that name formula in the Power App, what we have to do first is we have to click on this app, and from this drop down, we have to look for formulas. This is the new, you can say a property has been added in the apps properties. And what I can define, as we know in Power Apps, we use set to set the global variables. Now, instead of using set, I can use directly define the name formulas in here. So let's say I want to use user email as one of my named formula, and what it will do is it will go and accept user dot email. Let me add one more, user name equal to user dot full name. And one more I wanted to add is, let me just open this a bit more. That would be like HR email equal to some static email address, let's say HR at day1986.com. Oops, it's not yet. The day1986.com. Okay, so these are my three named formulas I have defined, and let me show you how you can use it on a page. So let's say I have one screen here that is called as screen one, and I'm going to add one text label in here. And for this text label, I'm going to change its text property to my user defined user name. As you can see, it's fetching up this figure the way what I have just defined in my apps formula bar. I have some spelling mistake in here, so that should be user email. Okay. So if I go and add one more label in here, that's called as, let me just go and add one more label and name it as user email. As you can see, it is also fetching up my current user's email, that is seeker.dove, right? And I have one more static property, which is for called as HR email, right? So it is fetching up the HR emails formula, like that named formula value. So if I go and change some of the values into this HR email, let's say HR at, instead of HR at day 1986, I want to have it at HR 123. So as you can see, as I am typing, it is also updating the value. So it is also getting the runtime values from this name formula. So that is very feasible in case of we want to use it on multiple screens, or if we want to use it in our Power app or Canvas app in more frequently, right? Thank you. So right now I am in my developer environment, and I'm going to create a new Canvas app. Let's call that as features demo. Click create. It will take some time. Okay. So to enable this new modern toolbar, we have to go into the settings and into the upcoming features and search for command bar and enable this feature, enable modern command bar. It's already enabled for me. I have already enabled that. So what you can see is right now we have the new command bar in place for the Power Apps, where we have this insert uh, drop down, which is aligning to this right side of panel of insert. All the things are available in there. We have this add data, where we can use the different type of connectors from the, and the tables and the connectors. We can add some new screens from here, as you can see, and we can change the themes of our Canvas app from this command toolbar as well, right? And if you want it, we can change the background of our app, like screens, background screens color. We can upload any of the background images. I don't have any images, so I'm not going to upload any at this moment. And this is the standard settings control, which we have in the left hand side, right hand side column, left hand side column. And these are the collection variables and open folders, right? And these are the undo and redo operations actions, copy, cut and paste, which is already there in the previous one. And in the right hand side, we have the share, app checking, preview the app, save, and publish options in the new command bar as well. This is already available in that. So if I say go into the save, we have some other options like save with version number, save as notes, save and publish, and download a copy of my app, and the publish button. So if I go and add a text input, new, let me add one new screen, and then I will add a new text label. And as you can see, the command bar is responsive as per the context. So if I go and select the label, it is going to change it. And I can change the colors. And if I select the screen, then the options are different. If I select the label, then the options are different. So that means it's context based, right? I can upload the background, but as I said, I don't have any. So I'm not going to upload anything right now. Okay, and let's go and check for the publish options. There are several options available. One is save with version number. Let me first save this. Once it is saved, let's wait for it to save first time. Okay, now it's saved. So if I go and click on that save with version notes again, I can add version notes for my particular save. So I can go and check it again whenever I require. Like I am adding like testing the new command bar and then hit save. right? So this is how we can use the new command bar and enable it to use it with new from the experimental features. To see how the inline dataverse table designer in Power Studio works, we can go into the data, and then we have the option to add data, and where we have a new option called as create new table. Within the Power Canvas app, we can create a new table. Let me name it as employee directory and hit create. So as you can see in the Power App itself or Canvas app itself, we are having the Dataverse table functionalities like I can change the name, I can add new columns, and also some other properties. Let me add one column called as employee ID and hit save. Let me add one more column called as email and hit save. And from here within the Canvas app, what I can do is I can also add some data inline, like Seeger, employee ID is, let's say, one, email is at Seeger, but the way this one, let's say Pratik, employee ID, Pratik, yes, employee ID 2, and his email, right? And this is how I can use the table functionality within the Canvas app itself. And it is having all the other data as well, right? Now my data has been saved, so I can click, I can add new column if required. I can add new row. I can new column using a form. Let's say I want to add a column using a form. Then I can also use this form to add the data. But of course, I have to change the values or some columns. I can use flow. Even I can then save and close my form. My data has been already saved. So let's click close. And what I can do is now, what I can use that employee directory table directly into my Canvas app. And to do that, what I'm going to do is going to insert one vertical gallery and provide its data source. Let me just down here. Yes. And then let's provide its, I will provide its data source as employee directory, which I have just created. And as you can see, it is having my three records. Solutions by default preview feature, we have to first enable it from the PowerApps admin center. So let me just go in here in App Launcher and click on admin. It will load me or redirect me to the Microsoft 365 admin center. So all and then so all admin center, and we need to select the Power Apps admin center. Let's wait for it to load. Once that is loaded, we have to go into the environments and then selecting one of your environments. I am having the Sigado's environment as a develop environment. I am going to click on these three ellipses and then settings. Under this product category, we are going to select these features, and at the bottom we have one preview feature called as create new Canvas apps as dataverse solutions. This particular feature is in preview. I have one detailed video related to this, how to enable and use this feature. I'm going to narrate that same thing here again. So right now I have these already on, but if you don't have, you have to click this on and then hit save. Okay. Now, if I go in my Power App and try to create new app, let's say Canvas app and name it as Taste Demo 2209 and hit create. What it will do is it will go and generate my Canvas app as usual. it is generated. Let me just hit save so that it will not ask for some data. So now it's my Canvas app is being saved. Right now I don't have anything inside that, but you may have some data or create some screens for yourself. Okay. And now my app is saved. So if I go here and hit back, it's asking me to save. Let's just save it. And if I go into now, my app has been created. Okay. And now if I go into the solutions and under this common data service default solution, what you can see is that app which we have created. Its name is that stage demo 2009 is by default going into this solution like common data service default solution, right? And it is the same app. So if you can just go and click on edit, and you will see the same Canvas app loading, which we already created, right? So in this way, the best practices for Power Apps like adding all the things, whatever you require for your app into the solution is being followed, and you can use it. The next thing which we wanted to talk about is the new search and replace functionality in Power App. So if I can just open my existing Power App, there is a search function which is having the search and replace. So if I search for word as HR email, it will show me two results. One is in screen and another is in label, where if I click on this HR email, it will redirect me to that exact location wherever I have in that particular value or text has been found. Right now it's in HR email. And if I click on here, it will let me know where that particular text is used. Even if I can, if I wanted, I can filter the find based on the categories. Like if I wanted to find only the variables, only the collections, or let's say components, flows inside the screens, or some more options like match case or match whole world and all that stuff. And also, once we go into the replace, it will ask us to go and if we want, we can use replace all. Let's say I want to replace this HR email with HR email address. And if I click on replace all, what it will do, it will go and replace this HR email with the HR email address at both the places, right? So yeah, how this thing is working. So if I go in here, as you can see, like email address has been HR email has been changed to HR email address, but the functionality is still the same. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can add comments or any of your doubts or queries in the comment section.